Welcome in, everybody. Today we have a 20-minute lower body specific mobility session, and we're going to be using the bench. Now, I will also be mentioning throughout the workout today that if you don't have a bench, you can do some of these moves on the floor alternatively. But if you have an elevated surface you can work with, it really allows us to get a little bit more depth and range of motion in our mobility. So I wanted to do a very dedicated session today just to kind of demonstrate that. I'm going to do today's session barefoot. You can do it with or without shoes. Sometimes when you're barefoot, you can ground a little bit more, but since we're going to be on the bench, it really is either way. We're going to start the clock. I have some mellow vibes in the background just to give us a little bit of energy, but today is going to be purely move at your own pace. And I want to say hello to everybody that's in live. Hi, Stacy, Megan, Tony, and Dixie. Oh, you've been on hiatus, but I'm so glad to see you back. As long as you make your way back. And congratulations on your new puppy. All right, you guys, clock starts now. And we're going to start with a deep breath. Exhale. Good. 3 more. Exhale. Now, our first few moves are going to be all about building heat in your body. Last one, and yes, we're going to use the bench. So go ahead and bring that bench out, and we're going to start with just a little bit of an ankle driver. So place one foot on your bench, one leg behind, and we're going to go in and out, and the goal is to keep full foot on the bench, and you can do this on the floor as well. You can do your ankle drivers in that kind of combat base position we've done before. And I'm going to be mindful of time today, and I'm going to be cueing switches based on time. So you're going to be moving equal distance and equal time within each side, because everything's going to be single-sided. So just a few more here, and then we're going to switch sides. 3, 2, go ahead and push off, shake it out. Second lead on the bench, make sure your full foot is down. Walk the other leg back, and then begin same thing, in and out. Now it's very key to have your full foot on the bench, and this is great for ankle mobility. And we're kind of starting, moving from the ground up today. Nice job. Keep it up. Oh, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and say right now ahead of the time that you're gonna love this session today. I'm already obsessed with it, planning it out for us. Been looking forward to it all morning. Good, go ahead and come off your bench safely. Go back to your first lead side. So now I want heel up, and this is the movement. We're gonna sink back for 2, then you're gonna press forward for 2. We're gonna go 45 seconds each leg. Now we do this on the floor, and you can do it on the floor. Let's start now, but check out the depth and the increased range of motion you can create with a little elevation, right? And again, we're heating up the body, so we're not holding too long. And really today's session is all about dynamic mobility and flexibility. As we get towards kind of the mid to later half of today's workout, you're also gonna see there's some strength components in it as well. This session alone is going to help create longevity in your body. 5 more seconds. And then you have 15 seconds to switch sides. Go ahead and switch now. Now, I do run these sessions just like I do with my strength sessions. Very methodical, very time-based. And that's just so we remain even and you have plenty of time to switch leads. Second lead side. So again, pulse for 2. Flatten out your foot. Hip flexor drive for 2. Now we already warmed up through that ankle, so you should have plenty of range of motion to keep that full foot on the ground. And now you're focused on squaring out your hip. So as I place my foot down, walk my leg back, I'm squaring out, pushing forward. Good, keep going. Just a few more seconds, 20 to be exact. What side is tighter as well? Start to think about that as we get deeper into today's session. Whoop. Keep your balance. Finish your last one, and then shake it out. What we're gonna do next is go ahead, take it to a lateral position. So you're gonna come to the side of your bench. 5 seconds before we start, check it out. Heel up, you're gonna bend down, then pivot, and give me a reach. Come with me. So it's a little adductor, and then an elevated lunge, reaching overhead. You can also open through the chest. Nice job. Your body's gonna thank you that we spent this dedicated time getting heated up when we get into the next few series. So you can have your arms up or stretch the chest. Different ways you can do this. It's a dedicated lower body session, but why not mix in a little upper body when we can? You can even take it to a single arm reach. Just make sure it's the same side as the leg that's behind you. Good. Switch sides. So second lead is elevated. Heel up, heel down, toe up. 45 seconds on this side as well. Let's begin. So adductor, flip it. Option 1, arms up. I'll go through all of them with you again on this side. Option 2, a little chest stretch, elbows behind your back. Option 3, same arm as the leg behind you. Little sweep. Nice work. Woo! Keep it up. Few more, and then we're gonna get into going on top of the bench for some kneeling positions. Now, if you have a towel, you might wanna place that, or a mat even, on top of your bench, because we're gonna be in a kneeling position. Go ahead and switch now. And bring that bench, I'm gonna go long ways, just so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. We're gonna be in that quadruped position on your bench. So if you wanna place a towel on, go ahead and do that now, mostly for your knee. Watching the clock, a little bit more setup time on this one, so you have time to pay attention and check it out. So come to your first lead. Finding a nice stable base, and you're able to square out your hip. We're gonna go into straight leg kick back, and then you're just gonna angle out to the side, leading with your heel. Starting in 5 seconds. Keep your abs super tight, your chin tucked, gaze down. Let's go. So heating up a little bit now through the booty. Diagonal. Now the supporting knee that's on your bench, that glute also has a job, and it's stability. So you wanna make sure that you're not shifting your hips or leaning back. You wanna remain in that 90-degree position and try not to shift so that a lot of your weight is on that supporting side. If you wanna tap in between, that will help you keep stability and keep focus on even weight distribution. So you're going straight back and then a diagonal. Good, 5 more seconds. And then you're just simply gonna switch leads. Switch now. All that requires is second knee on the bench, opposite leg on the other side of the bench. Reset your positioning, so my wrist right under my shoulders, chin tucked, and weight distribution even on both sides. Here we go, second lead. Kicking it straight back. Now notice I flex my foot, angle out. I'm leading with my heel. If you have space, you can also give me a little bit of a bigger swing forward, so I'm tapping on the floor, angling out. Now me personally, I have a little bit more range of motion on this lead side. If that's true for you too, make note of these things. That way when you do these sessions again, you can focus on improving both sides and narrowing the gap in the difference. The thing that we really want to focus on when we're doing mobility is making sure both sides of our body are both equally mobile, equally able to stabilize. Finish your last one. Okay, go back to your first lead. Both knees on your bench to start. We're gonna do some hip cars. So first lead, check it out. You're gonna kick back, then you're gonna open, swing around, and place it back in position. Here we go, 45 seconds. So hip car. The key is that you do this move while again keeping even weight distribution on both sides. Trying to keep the hips square. Trying to move through 360 degrees with that hip. Nice job. 15 more seconds. Then I have a move. We're going to stay on this first lead side. Don't switch yet. So I'm coming up. Remember, flex the foot. Drive it around. Nice job. Okay, pause in the center. Watch me. Next, you're going to lift up. You're going to come across, center, and then you're going to kick out. So you're coming up, across, and we're getting a little bit different span. Come with me. So knee comes behind the other side. You're essentially changing the weight distribution and exploring the entire span of that range of motion. Good, just 15 more seconds. We're just doing 30 seconds. This is kind of a double stack move on this first lead side. Woo! Control, don't feel it in your low back. Feel it in the glutes. All right, go ahead and switch, 15 seconds. If you want to come down to a little child's pose, give yourself a little break. Good, you can even come up, shake it out. We have hip cars on the alternating side. Let's begin. So take that other leg up, bring it out, around, and then back through. Now you don't have to tap and reset every time unless you want to. But big sweep. So we're in that second lead. Keep going. I'm just going to turn so my lead leg that I'm working on is closest to you. Looking good, team. Keep it up. We're now getting into what is going to really start to feel even more like the work portion of today's session. Now, don't hyperextend that back. Woo! Okay, finish your last one. Land in the center. Lift that leg up, come behind. And now kick out to the side. Little extension. Coming behind. Out to the side, trying to keep that nice perpendicular movement. Extend with your knee coming out to the side. Oh, hello, booty. Very key that you keep your core tight throughout this entire session. Keep it up. Just a few more seconds in case that transition you start a little late. 5 more seconds to be exact. And then we're going to switch positions completely. Take a break with me right here. Okay, next move, we're actually going to be on the floor in a side lying position. Now this move I love. This move is challenging. You can take that towel now, shift it to the side, and we're going to work on a little adductor strength and mobility. So we're going to start here in 10 seconds. One leg goes under your bench, the other leg is on top. Now I want you to push up into a side plank position. And we're going to start off first set. I just want you to give me a couple lifts. So 30 seconds, my bottom leg is coming up and tapping. So my top leg is stabilizing. We just have the first set here. If you need to slide in closer for stability, you can come all the way up to your knee. I know, this one is a lot. In fact, start here for sure, because this is going to be a little bit easier. You have less long of a lever. Good, break. We're gonna do 2 back-to-back sets of 30 seconds. Woo! Are you ready? Little break in between. Little hit session here, right, for our mobility. Okay, push up again, 30 seconds. Opposite leg come up and down. Now I'm gonna keep us with the knee position just so you have more stability. But the way you upgrade this is you go further away from your bench. Try to keep your body in nice straight alignment. And if this is really challenging for you right now, my answer is good. This is something that you can work on. Not everything we do needs to be perfect the first time. Break. We're gonna switch sides. We get to do that on the second lead. So you can simply move your body. I just switched the bench for your view. Starting in 15 seconds, Positioning is everything, so I'm fine to take a little bit more time off the top to get in the right position. Slide through again so your knees on the bench for more support, or if you are advanced, come all the way back. Press up. Here we go, 30 seconds. I'm tapping my bottom leg towards the top of my bench. Very nice. Woo! Thinking about what a side plank, what the positioning should be, same rules apply. You're even activating those obliques and that transverse abdominis, right? 10 seconds. Woo! Love it, you guys. Lean into what's challenging. Go ahead and break. And then just know that when you push yourself a little bit each time, you're getting stronger. If this is challenging, your hip flexors, your adductors have room for improvement. That's gonna help support your body. Okay, second round, 30 seconds. Personally, I get excited when something is challenging because I just found something that's gonna make me better and stronger. That mindset shift means that you always feel happy about where you're at and you're no longer focused on, well, I'm not there yet. Well, why expect to be there? Let's be right here, right now. 5 seconds. Good, go ahead and break. Okay, go back to the first lead. This next one's gonna be a little less challenging, more feel good, so that's a good note. Take that supporting towel if you have one out for your knee, place it on your bench. You're gonna take that first lead side and you're gonna bring it on your bench. Other leg is gonna be out, so I'm basically in kind of that puppy position that we get into. Hands in front. We're gonna do some rock backs. So you're just creating a little bit of stretch and movement through your adductor, your hips. My back leg is 90 degrees, my foot is flexed. Keep going, you have 15 more seconds, and then we're just gonna simply add on to it. You're gonna stay in this position. If you wanna walk your hands forward more, that's a little bit more stability. Okay, land in the center. You wanna be in a really nice neutral position. Now I want you to lift the back leg. If you need more height, you can come up to fists. But the key here is you are exactly perpendicular to your knee. Everything is 90 degrees. And you're just giving me that external rotation. Now, if you feel anything in your hip, bring your opposite leg in a little bit closer to the bench. And then don't go quite as high. You're always gonna wanna be adjusting the positioning so that you don't feel it in your back or your sides. This is purely hip. Very nice, just a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. We get to repeat that on the other lead, and then we're gonna finish the last few minutes of today's session on the floor. All right, 15 seconds before we go. Getting in position. One leg on your bench. Back leg, remember 90 degrees. You wanna come up and kind of check, make sure everything's in alignment. Then come down, rock backs, let's go. Now just like that side plank adductor move that we did, you can also progress this by having your leg out straighter. Being our first bench strength mobility for lower body, starting a little bit on the easier side, not easy, easier. All right, go ahead and pause in the center, rotate that back leg. External rotation of your hip. Good, and then you see me come up. I come up quite a bit to give myself more height. If that works for you, if it feels better, go ahead and adopt that as well. Nice rotation. Oh, you should feel the improvement in your hip already coming. If you're working through some tightness, know that that is going to help your body. So just work through it, your range of motion, go slow and breathe. Good, finish your last one. And then just gently slide that bench out of the way. Meet me on the floor. Let's check out those 90-90s and add a little bit of a lift. Here's how we're gonna close out today. So if you're using this as a warm-up, now we're doing a little bit of glute activation. Squeeze behind you. 1 more minute. You're just working through this as a final move. I love this as a glute activator as you come up, switch, lift. Take your time. If you want to hands on the floor for that switch, that is option. Yes. And then the last few seconds, if I can help you improve your 90-90 switch, just gonna move back. You want to open, stay as wide as you can for as long as you can, then switch the other leg. Try that with me for the last few seconds. Also, notice from the moves we did, you might have even more range of motion in this move than you ever have before. Woo! What a fun session that went by so fast. Time always flies when we're having fun, and today was no different. Squeeze through. Finish in the center, and then take your time, just come up to standing position. Excellent work, you guys. Just take a couple seconds here to open up. Feel the length, the looseness, the freeness, the fluidity that you feel now in your lower body. And let's take 2 big deep breaths in to close this out. Lift. Exhale. Another big deep breath in right here. Exhale. And bring your hands together. Thank you so much for joining me for this lower body specific bench mobility session today. We will be doing an upper body specific session as well as a full body. And this is the first one we're doing because we can progress it from here. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you let me know. I know that this is gonna help improve your form and function in your body. So do this often, plug it in. It's perfect as kind of a warm up before you get into your workout, or truly anytime that you want to just create a little bit more mobility and fluidity, flexibility in your lower body. Also, share this session with a friend that sits a lot, because if you sit a lot, which most of us do, this is a great way to just give your lower body some extra love. So with that, thank you so much for joining me live today, and I will see you next time. If you have questions or comments, you know where to find me. Reach out. See you guys later. Bye, team.